I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Good evening and welcome to the MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada for tonight's main event. 12 rounds of heavyweight action between these two great warriors. He's on his way to the ring right now, and you can see how excited he is for this one. Lots of confidence. Muhammad Ali's ring walk, something special in the air. You can just sense it out of him.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Intentions. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, the greatest of all time, Mохамед.
Okay, guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's touch gloves.
Well, they've been waiting for this moment, and now they get it. Round one underway.
Two guys that can really take each other out. What's the best means of defense?
Well, if one guy says to himself, I'm not the power puncher, then he has to be smart. He has to be technically solid in all areas. He's going to have the edge.
Takes one, gives one. The right hand scores well. Nice block by Bad Intentions. How about that exchange? Good way to protect the midsection. Hard to believe that they can keep up this pace, but who cares? It's so entertaining while it lasts. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Muhammad Ali. What does the jab offer him here?
Victory.
It's as simple as that.
It sure is.
Teddy, many famous fighters, especially heavyweight champions, are known for their signature punch, like Rocky Marciano and his Suzuki. But for Muhammad Ali, he's known for his signature shuffling of the feet, the Ali shuffle.
Yes, he is. And, you know, it makes me think a little bit sort of like if you were going to buy a real fancy car. You know, when somebody wants to sell you something, wants you to believe in them, they give you something first, maybe a band, or entertainment, and then they take you into the showroom. And, you know, now you're ready to see the car. Well, that's what that is. That's the band. That's the entertainment. And then the show is about to begin. And it's an unbelievable show with those quick hands and those combinations.
And a shooting right hand by Ali. And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay. And he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Good looking counterpunch. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited, he can pick him off a little bit.
There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Bad Intentions is committed to that counter-punching very early on here in this fight, and that can pay off as the night continues.
Well, it's paying off right now because you see that his opponent now is getting a little worried about letting his hands go, because every time he does, he doesn't find anything, and he finds something coming back at him.
How important are these mental gymnastics that Muhammad Ali twists and turns, like his pre-fight antics with Sonny Liston, in terms of him getting the results that he wants?
Well, I think he looks for two things. It's a double-edged sword. One is that, you know, he can kind of invade the psyche of his opponent, weaken him a little bit. But it's also for himself. It's to build himself up, to give himself something to aspire to, something to make sure that he lives up to. Puts himself on a spot that now he has to be sure that he handles.
Halfway through round number 2. Good, solid double jab by Bad Intentions. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Oh, and there you go. Ali's in a bad place right now. He was tagged.
Could throw some punches here.
Beautiful game plan there. Out from range and into the power.
Just the way he and his trainer drew it up on the chalkboard.
Carries that punch away. Boy, what guts. What guts to stay in there and gather yourself again after he was taking a beating.
Yeah, what guts, what instincts, and what a set of whiskers.
A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Bad Intentions. So we come to the end of the round, and that was a round that was very productive for him. Now he heads back to his corner, and they're going to try to repeat the success they just had, I'm sure.
Yes, he hurt his opponent there. He's going to want to go back to what he was doing and remember what set up those big shots.
Work the body.
That was not well targeted by Ali. Muhammad Ali's box is not going to the body at all. He'd be so well served to do it, though, Teddy.
Yeah, but his opponent doesn't want him to. So, you know, he doesn't want to go against what his opponent doesn't want him to do, because his opponent would love to keep throwing to the head because, you know, he can see those coming. He can move and avoid them. Body shots, you know, your head moves, but your body doesn't.
We always see great athletes week in and week out, but Teddy, what sport do you think can produce the best boxers?
Well, believe it or not, basketball. Everybody would say football. We saw Too Tall Jones. He got demolished by little guys. We saw Gastineau. He got demolished. We saw Highsmith. He got demolished. A lot of football players haven't done well. But basketball players, they have the physical skill sets where they can make a pretty good fighter. Of course, you have to get a guy that...
Oh, that's gotta hurt. He did not see that right hand at all. He may want to tie up.
Hey, no holding, no holding. Let's punch it out.
And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Oh, what an exchange. This is just, oh, he is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. Muhammad Ali's got the right idea right here. He cannot be swarmed and smothered like it's a wet blanket with his opponent draped on him. He needs to create that space. He has to push off. Oh, what a great ability to recover. Very clean offense from defense by Bad Intentions. Little double jab to the head. Devastating blow by Bad Intentions. Last 10 seconds of round number 3. Muhammad Ali is much better on the outside, much better when he has some space and he's at long range. So pushing off here, creating space is the right thing to do. So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. That was not well targeted by Ali. Muhammad Ali's got a way of just getting away from that punch. Tough to have a discussion about Muhammad Ali without bringing up the name of Smokin' Joe Frazier. Their trilogy, perhaps the most documented in the history of the sport.
Well, Fred Astaire, maybe the greatest dancer of all time, had to have Ginger Rogers, and you do need somebody to match up with, and he found that person. He found that person in every way, was the perfect guy to make great fights with. You know, personality-wise, the opposite of each other. And style-wise, in that ring, the opposite. One guy coming forward, another guy on the outside looking to take advantage of that forward motion.
Keep your head moving.
Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Good way to protect the midsection. Well-placed 3 punches landing by Ali. 10 seconds to go in the 4th. Able to get rid of that one. Come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down, blue or red corner, what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Well, his opponent is opening up and coming forward, so I would think there are some opportunities that exist.
Yeah, I think some counter-punching opportunities. Opportunities not on the front end, but on the back end.
There he is on the inside, doing well.
Get in there. Let's go. Move your feet.
Solid counter punch by Bad Intentions. He has taken a lot of punishment here.
Well, the special fighters find a way, even when it's desperate like this, to survive. He's got to find that way right now.
Work the body. In and out, in and out.
This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Well, you could see what he wanted to do there, but unable to land that body shot. Halfway into round number 5 here. A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by bad intentions. It is unbelievable how this fight is being fought. Both guys unwilling to stop. One guy goes at it, the other guy meets him punch for punch.
Well, you've heard it before. You've heard the term used, one day at a time to deal with something very difficult. Well, this is one round at a time. That is the only way these fighters, these warriors, could deal with this kind of pace.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block.
Come on, side to side. Body shot.
And a smart counterpunch by bad intentions. Boy, the judges are having an easy time with this because this is clean and effective punching we're seeing on him.
Hey, Joe, remember when you were a kid, your mother or father bought you that painting by the numbers?
Oh, I love that.
He's punching by the numbers.
Very nice job landing that counter punch, getting away from one that was coming at him. What a good war this has been. What a good, solid fight it's been. The kind of fight that tells me somebody wants to get rid of the other guy.
It almost looks like they made a deal where neither one could win by decision, where if they didn't win by knockout, it doesn't count.
Decide to trade there. Trading right hands. Boy, is this a dangerous biz. Good block by bad intentions. Good block. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Good counter punch. Muhammad Ali's got no head movement whatsoever. I mean, this is a very easy target to hit here.
No, if it wasn't for his opponent snapping his head back with his jab, there'd be no head movement at all. But that's not the kind of head movement that you're talking about. He should be doing it on his own, getting away from the punches. But, Joe, if you haven't been taught it, it's not going to show up suddenly the night of the fight.
Muhammad Ali's doing a good job of just creating some space there, just pushing off. Muhammad Ali's got to deal with a cut on his cheek right now. The good news is it's below the eye, but still it could get nasty as the fight progresses. Blocks that belt line well. Bad intention. Tensions is doing a nice job being comfortable on the outside. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Good job by drawing in his opponent and then landing the counterpunch by Bad Intentions. End of this round. Joe and Teddy sitting ringside with you. It gives us time to reflect on the bigger picture of boxing. You know, it was interesting. We had a fan walk up to you earlier today and say, hey, I know you learned everything from the legendary Cus D'Amato, the great trainer. And he said to you, what's the one thing you took away from all your years with Cus? What did you say to him?
Well, it wasn't a paycheck, I'll tell you that much, because Cus didn't believe in paying you for that. He said you're going to college, you're getting a valuable education, and you're not even being forced to pay a tuition. So I understood that. We worked 7 days a week, so there was no union. Cus believed in working on Sundays, so you couldn't go complain and say I'm being overworked. But I think, seriously, that the most important thing that I learned, of course, that from a technical standpoint, you have to be really secure in those areas. No matter how much talent a fighter has, you have to teach them right, teach them the fundamentals, but mentally. You have to understand that a fighter's really always under fear. And you have to understand those dimensions, those parameters. And you have to be able to find a way to get in there, understanding how he feels mentally, and understanding how that can impair his judgment, stop him from doing simple physical things.
Protecting his head well with his guard. Good scoring counterpunch by Bad Intentions. Bad Intentions is in control of this fight, Teddy. Sometimes you can just look at it and see it as clear as day. He's ahead on the scorecards.
Yeah, I have my head on my scorecard too. But right now, he can't afford to coast because this guy is still dangerous. He has to still stay on his P's and Q's.
Straight right, unable to connect. Well, he's fighting fire with fire as Ali's opponent because he is able to utilize that jab, stay out of range of harm's way of danger, and beating Ali on the outside.
And this is something that was so unexpected. How could you expect that Ali beats everybody with his great speed, his ability to put punches together, his fleet feet on the outside? Nobody expected this.
Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
The tactical game paying off. You can see the counterpunch.
Yeah, you see the counterpunch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go because when he misses, bang, it gets caught.
Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch.
Nice mousetrap there, he let him in beautifully. He didn't use cheese, he used distance.
Muhammad Ali's banged by an uppercut. Ali blocks it. Good looking counterpunch. Well, we told you it could be this kind of fight, and as advertised thus far. Boy, just staying on the outside away from danger and scoring well. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Nice job to land that counterpunch and getting away from one of his own by Bad Intentions. Bad Intentions is doing exactly what we expected him to do. He laid out the game plan. I want to win it on the outside. The jab's been there all night.
Yeah, well, that's where it starts if you want to win it on the outside. You know, you're not going to do it with your feet. This is not kickboxing. You know, you're going to do it with your jab. And that's exactly, it's boxing 101. Control range, control distance, throw the jab.
Good job landing 3 punches by Ali. Muhammad Ali's doing a good job there. He has a great sense of his identity. He knows he's got to fight on the outside, and creating that space is the way to do it. And there he counters back against his opponent. How is he taking these kind of shots and just dismissing them? What a chin on this guy.
Yeah, well, what a neck on him. Look at that neck. I mean, it's about 19 inches. That is the shock absorber. But the rest of it is he's seeing it. He has good vision. He sees the shots coming, and he's making up in his mind they're not taking him anywhere.
Nothing there on the punch by Ali. Blocks that belt line well. Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Well-placed counter punch by Bad Intentions. Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. And Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Fine work right there by Bad Intentions. Bad Intentions, his jab continues to carry the day. He's wanted it, he's got it. And a smart counterpunch by Bad Intentions. A miss by Ali. Well-targeted counterpunch by Bad Intentions. Great movement to get away from those punches. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. Listen, he's still being highly competitive, even though you would have to think, if you're judging this fight at all, that he's way behind. Does that give him hope that still there's a chance that he could score the knockout and get this win?
Yeah, because his attitude is still there. He hasn't given up on himself. And as long as you haven't given up on yourself, you always have a chance where one punch can separate that guy from his consciousness.
Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. Good defensive skill. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Round comes to an end here.
And Teddy, I know you've had a very busy week. You've been training some pro football players this week. There are many parallels to be made between the pro fight game and the pro football game.
Yeah, there are, you know, physical ones and emotional, mental ones. I mean, the physical ones are when I work with some of these behemoths, you know, like offensive linemen. They have to punch out, you know, with their arms. They have to make sure that they get those hands out now. If they raise their elbows, just like a fighter raising his elbows before he throws a jab, they lose the power. So you got to teach them to keep those elbows in, punch out without any telegraph, without any loss of power, and also get those hands out at the right distance. If they're a little late, the big guy gets in on them, and now he can control him. And of course, the mental aspects of it, where they get into those dark rooms we talk about every once in a while, where they have to remember that they have control. They can.
He is floored by a big uppercut. Unable to rise up and beat the count. A knockout victory.
Walked right into that one.
Let's make it official. And for that, we send it up to our ring announcer. Bad Intentions is your winner by knockout.
I feel like I just read a book. You know, I know a little bit more about this guy now.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy the rest of your evening.